My name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello. Welcome to the start of a long weekend reading vlog. It has been so long since I've had a long weekend. I'm so excited. It's Victoria Day in Canada. We love day off on Monday, which, you know what, is the best. I think some people think that a day off on Friday is the best, but no, they would be incorrect because no one wants Mondays. No one likes Mondays, so having a day off on Monday is the best. But this weekend, because it is a long weekend, I decided to, I don't know if you guys have watched my recent TBR video, but I decided to do a little like readathon this weekend because I want to read so many things, but I also want to leave enough room for editing A Favored Fey and getting a ton of work done on that, because I think I've like 20,000 words into the draft, something like that. I think I'm like a sixth of the way through the novel. So I have to boogie the fuck up, but I would like to get to like the 50% mark this weekend. So that's going to be a lot of work, but I would really like to do it. So I figured a timer-led, like 12-hour readathon over the 3 days would be great. I might even start tonight, depending. I don't know what it is about Fridays. I just want to like chill, do nothing, and sit and watch content and scroll. Like, it's the end of the week and my brain is just like, I don't want to think. But who knows? I might end up starting something tonight or reading something tonight. So out of all the books that I got going on, I am 100% going to finish The Ash Fire King by Chelsea Abdullah, which is currently over there on my desk, sitting up there. I gotta finish that. I gotta finish that. I'm not gonna necessarily try and finish An Echo of Things to Come, but I'm gonna definitely try and read some of it because I'm doing a buddy read with Lindsay. And speaking of buddy reads, I have a buddy read with Gina from Book Talk of Green Teeth by Molly O'Neill that we are starting this weekend. So I am going to probably finish this all in one go because it's short enough. I feel like I can. But other than that, I have many different options that I want to dabble in, namely Daughter of Chaos by A.S. Webb, because I have the audiobook. I would like to maybe do The Cat Who Saved the Library by Sosuke Natsukawa, because it is AAPI month, and this is a shorter little guy, so great for readathons. I also really would like to read The Honey Witch, because I have the audiobook for this as well on Libby. I think I have the audiobook for The Shadow Crown on Libby as well, so that's why I have these out, because I have those audiobooks, and they're probably going to vanish pretty soon. I would like to see if I can use The Honey Witch as a good comp for A Favored Fey. And I also need to continue this series because I'm doing that series video for it. So lots of options, and I have all of the books that I talked about in that TBR video that I could dabble in as well if none of these hit. So, because we all know, as a mood reader, the mood reader be mood readering sometimes. But yeah, definitely Green Teeth because I'm starting that buddy read with Gina. Definitely The Ash Fire King. Those are for sures. Everything else is kind of up in the air. So we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, that's the weekend. That is what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of editing for A Favored Fey, a lot of reading for a 12-hour based timer-led readathon. And we're going to see what we get up to. Because I think this is a good use of my long weekend. I'm a little behind on my reading goals, so much so that I decided I was tired of seeing the like, you're 4 books behind, you're 5 books behind on Storygraph. So I dropped my Storygraph goal down to 100 books and then 40,000 pages because I originally had it at 120 books and then 50,000 pages. I don't really care about the pages one. I just don't like seeing like, you're behind, do this to catch up. So I decided to just drop it. In my head, it's still 120 books, but as so far, we are just gonna keep it there for now. Keep it at 100, and then I'll bump it to 120 once I hit 100 later this year. But anyways, these are the options, plus this bad boy. So we'll see. It's gonna be a very chill weekend. It was like 37 degrees a couple days ago, and right now it's like maybe 2 degrees. It drops so hard so fast, and it's been raining all day, which is great because we needed this rain because half of our province is on fire, or was on fire. I don't know if it's still on fire, but this rain must have helped. We were on a fire ban for a bit there because we had not had any rain. So this was desperately needed, and it was just cold and rainy all day, like to the point where I was just like, I just want to curl up on my couch and read, but I have to work because of course I do. Anyways, oh, we got a little lady. Hello, little lady. What are you doing over there? She was sleeping on my office chair, being antisocial. Hi, sweetness. Hi, babu. So that is going to be the weekend, my friends. Buckle up, buckle in. Let's do a readathon. Look at those fluffy pantaloons. Oh, what a strut.
What are you doing in the tub? Well, you're upside down in the tub. Look at your belly. Look at all this grey fur. Look at all this grey fur. Look at it all. We're in here because we love the spring. Spring's life. She loves the bathtub. Baby girl, it's bedtime. You gotta come to bed, my girl. I'm obsessed with you. What are you doing? Hey? What are you doing in the tub? What are you doing in the tub?
We have now moved to the bed.
Look at you, precious girl. Look at this thing. She brings it back for me. Good girl. You ready? You ready? Oh, she was gonna make noise. Where'd it go? It's the tail for me. There it is. Come on. I hear it in your mouth. We gotta bring it up here. She's up here with her dragon. A queen in her castle. Hey, baby. What do you see out there? I see a squished dragon begging for his life. You're so cute. Hey, little miss. Hi, little miss. Hi, baby. For what? This poor dust jacket. It can't go through so much. You've already wrecked it to beyond belief. Why are you punching it? What has it ever done to you? Oh my god. Baby. Baby. It's a good thing it's just the dust jacket, not an actual book, because god.
Oh my god, hey bestie, happy Saturday. I have officially started my readathon and I am halfway through the 12 hours. I am like this close. We're gonna see what the reading gets up to tomorrow because I have made plans with my friend Sofia. We're gonna go have a little date in the morning and then it's Sunday. So I feel like my parents might come in tomorrow. I don't know if they will because it is a long weekend on Monday. So they might stay up an extra day. I haven't heard from them yet. We'll find out. But depends on how much reading I get done tomorrow. I might extend this readathon to 18 hours instead of just 12 hours because I got so much reading done today. I was reading for like 6 hours straight. 6 hours and 13 minutes. So, holy shit. And I thought I was looping it on my watch. I thought I was lapping it because of the thing that I was in. I was like, lap. It reset it, which is annoying as fuck. So 6 hours and 13 minutes in. We love that. More than just over halfway to the 12 hours. So love that. First up, I finished finally The Ashfare King by Chelsea Abdullah. This was good. This was definitely a really good read. I still could not tell you why I was so bad at reading this for the past little bit. Like, why I never wanted to pick this up, I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with my mood. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that I never gave myself enough time to like really carve through this book and like get into the groove of it, because every time I sat down to read it, it was like 1 or 2 hours of reading, which if you guys know me and my reading habits, I believe that I can read 500-page fantasy novels in one sitting because I have done it before, which is incredibly unhealthy, a little toxic of me, but we do it anyways. Because I read books at 3 times speed. I listen to audiobooks at 3 times speed, and I tandem read 95% of the books that I read. So of course I can get through books really fast. Is it a good way to read books? No, because I also have a really shitty memory. I just like to consume books as fast as I would watch like a movie or a TV show, which is a little insane. So maybe it's a combination of those things. Maybe it's something to do with the pacing of this. I don't know. Because the first book in this series, when I picked that book up for the first time, I read that shit in 1 day. I could not put that down. I was so in it. And honestly, like when I started reading this at the lake, because I started reading this back when I went to the lake in April for Easter long, I was in it. I was reading a good chunk of it, and then I just never picked it up again. And I think that was my fault. I kept like doing tiny little chunks here and there, and it wasn't the way that I should have read this book. This book now deserves to be reread. And when we get the third one, whenever that fucking is, because this one took 3 years to get for a sequel. I fucking don't know why. But I really hope we don't have to wait that long for the final book in this series, because that's going to be a little absurd if we do. I understand. As a writer, it takes a while to write books. But we were promised it in like 2023. Like, we were promised it so long ago, and it just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and it's so annoying when that happens. Anyways, this was great. I really enjoyed the ending. I think Julie was right, because I was buddy reading this with Julie. Failed on that buddy read because she finished it weeks ago. But she said that the ending picked up and saved the book for her, and I think it did that for me too, because the middle was a little bit of a slog. I don't know if it actually was, or it was just the way I was reading this book. But the story was great. I really enjoyed the way that this was mapped out and that kind of stuff. And I think from what I can like really grasp with the way that this was written and the way that the story was put together, like the first half of the book and the second half of the book both have like different trajectories. Because the first half of the book is this kind of mission to go somewhere for both parties, because our party in here is split up from the first book, which makes a lot of sense narrative-wise and telling story-wise. It makes so much sense. Like, as an author, there's reasons why you split the party. There's reasons. If you have multi-POV, you don't keep them all in the same spot for the entire book, because then why do you have multi-POV? They're all telling the same story. You have to move them, you have to give them different directives, you have to give them different stories, you have to put them in different places so that you're getting, as a reader, this whole narrative, the whole story, the whole picture, right? So you have different objectives for all the characters, and there's a lot of movement in the first half where they're all going different places. And then in the second half, it's a lot of like, oh, we have a task now to do, especially with Luli and Mazen's point of view. Aisha's is different. Aisha's kind of a separate entity in my head. Luli and Mazen move this book. They are the central POVs to me. Aisha is just kind of like a side POV in my head. I love Aisha. Her arc in this book is fucking incredible, but she's like a side POV to Luli and Mazen for me in these first 2 books anyways. So like their POV like drives the story because we spend the most time in their story, in their part of the story, because they're together for the majority of these 2 books. And like physically, not actually like couple. They're just in the same space, experiencing the same shit. So they're driving the story and that kind of stuff. And in the second half of this book, they have like a thing they're doing magically in this, while Aisha's doing her bint luas stuff in the top. But yeah, I really enjoyed what Chelsea Abdullah did with this book, and I think the ending was so satisfying, which is amazing. And honestly, splitting the party, as a lot of fantasy authors do, because it's a narrative thing, you kind of have to, for a lot of different reasons, like, you know, telling a broader story, making it more interesting, etc., etc., actually giving character arcs, giving them different motives, all this kind of stuff. Bringing them back together is so satisfying. And it makes me so happy, because the way that they brought them back together in here, oh, it's so cinematic, and it made me feel all the good feels. I had so much fun with this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think this was great. This was definitely great. I don't know if I like this one more than the second one or than the first one. I don't know if I like one over the other. I'm gonna have to sit on it and like give it a rating and think about it properly. But after that, I decided to start The Honey Witch as my second read for this readathon, and I spent another 3 hours reading this. So 3 hours on the first book, 3 hours in this one so far in this readathon, and I am not quite done. I stopped reading this only because my earphone died and my audiobook stopped. So that is the only reason I stopped. And I was like, oh, I've been reading for 6 hours. I'm now halfway done this readathon. I probably could have continued for the hour or whatever this would have finished once my earphone was charged up again. But I decided to be a good human, a good author, and edit A Favored Fey instead. So I stopped it, and I will just pick it up again tomorrow and continue. But I worked on A Favored Fey, which is great because I've officially edited all of part 1, which is lovely. We love that. On to part 2. But yes, The Honey Witch. I am very happy to report this is definitely a comp for A Favored Fey. A Favored Fey is like the Spell Shop meets The Honey Witch with a dash of Beauty and the Beast in there. I think it just... I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy about this because I also fucking love this. This right now is sitting at a 5-star, which is so... I hate saying that because watch this ending just like fucking ruin it for me. Like something dumb's gonna happen and I'm just gonna hate it. But like, it's so heartwarming and so genuinely lovely. Like, there are things that I would personally change. Maybe it's not necessarily a full 5-star, but I'm loving it like it's a 5-star of experience right now. But there are a couple things that I would change. Like, it is set up, which I didn't realize, it is set up as a very like Victorian era, almost Regency vibe right at the beginning. Because our main character is going to balls. She's on the marriage mart. I was not expecting that vibe. I was not expecting to start there. And there's this moment at the beginning that I think did not necessarily need to be had because it's never been mentioned again. And it's done absolutely nothing for the narrative. Like, we could have had a nice, short, concise ball scene to really set up what we were supposed to get with this scene, because it was just, the scene is setting up Marigold as a character, our main character, right? Setting up how she does not fit in, setting up her experiences and her life up to now. She's kind of on the edge of becoming a spinster vibe, that kind of a thing. But there's this moment, there's this connection she makes at the ball that, like, I was sitting here reading it and I was like she could marry this man and she would have like a happy life because she's connected to him. They're having a good time. They're having good conversations. They're getting on. Like, he's very kind. Why is this in here? And he's never mentioned again. So that particular part I would have taken out. I would have taken out her experience with that man. I would have kept in her experience with her ex. Like, she was courting someone before, because that obviously like shows the before and how much she is like not that anymore, and she is not being courted, she's not any of this kind of stuff. But like the way that one weird little relationship with this one man, like, that was not needed in my opinion. And the more that I think about it, the more annoyed I am about it being in there. But so there's this like weird little Regency vibe at the beginning, and then a couple chapters in we actually get to the like honey witch stuff. Yeah, that I would change. And then the love interest in here, I fucking hated her at the beginning because she's so rude. There are full, like, she goes too far with her rudeness. Freya, what are you doing, baby girl? Ripping apart my bed? I can hear you running around like a fool. My child is having the zoomies. So yeah, the love interest, Lottie, our love interest. She's so rude. she's so rude right off the hop. Not necessarily right off the hop, but she's very like standoffish right off the hop. And then when she interacts with Marigold specifically about her like witchcraft, Lottie does not believe in any magic. And she's so rude to Mary because she thinks that Mary's a charlatan. And she does not trust Mary at all. But like, so I get that aspect of it. But there's moments in here where she goes too far with her rudeness. She can see how Mary is reacting. She can see these moments in these conversations where like Mary is like, bitch, this is my livelihood. Like, you're coming after me. And she's like accosting Lottie and being like, why are you being so, and she just doesn't stop. And there's like another moment where there's a bee that dies and Lottie's like, it's just a creature, and Mary is so affected by this death. And I'm just like, you can Lottie, you can see how it's affecting her. Don't be this way. Like, Lottie was very much giving that white man or that white girl who comes in and just like shits all over your joy. Like, if you like something, they have to come in and are like, oh, but I absolutely hated this because of this reason and this reason, and like, you should not like it because it's so dumb. Like, she's giving that energy in some of these moments. So I would have toned those down just a little bit. I would have let her, like, she doesn't have to be so impolite with her rudeness and her standoffishness, you know? Like, there's a level, I'm so bothered by Lottie's rudeness. And I don't know, maybe it's just because my ass is so like people pleaser, and like, as a kid growing up, I was like such a little angel. I was so scared to make anyone mad at me. I was so scared to get yelled at. I was just like, everyone just like, don't like, just, you know, why is she so rude? Like, that's me. I was like, why is she so rude? Can't she see that Mary's like affected by this? What? I get it. Some people are just like that, you know? But I can now say I absolutely love Lottie. I think the entire time I was reading those parts, I was like, oh, okay, so there's a reason for why she's like this. And we're gonna get there. And I really quite like when an author actually lays out a connection between the characters. I was talking to Julie about this, and it is genuinely like, there's so much out there nowadays that is just lust and immediate sexual nature, and they have this like big fiery connection in the bed and but they don't have like a genuine connection outside of that. Like, they don't talk about anything. They don't get to know one another. It's just immediate sex. I hate that. I hate that so much. These are like little tiny clues as to like, I'm thinking I'm demisexual. There's a whole other conversation. But like, like I want characters that get to know one another, that genuinely have a good connection and become that like friends first, and like notice little attractions maybe, but don't act on things. They genuinely get to know one another, and they break down these big barriers, these trust barriers, and they like show each other that they're genuinely good people. And that's what we're getting with Lottie and Mary in here, because August and Lottie end up staying at Mary's cottage for like a couple weeks or whatever while Mary's doing this spell for August. And also to prove to Lottie that she is not a charlatan and she can do magic. And Lottie's just like, nah, bitch, you can't. No. So there's like this whole, like, they're actually like living together for a number of weeks. And it's this genuine friendship that is created between these three people. And I love that. I love the genuine connection. The level of intimacy in here, there's a moment, I was kicking my feet, I was giggling, I was having a great time, I was genuinely delighted. I have not felt that way since I probably read The Spell Shop. Like, I was genuinely delighted by these moments, by this romance, by this growth in these characters. And this moment is so intimate, and it's not sexual. Well, there's like little tiny bits of like horny, maybe, but it's not inherently sexual of a scene. It's just these two women creating this bond. Oh, I was so happy. I was so happy in that scene. Oh, it was so cute. I genuinely am really liking this book. So 5 stars in experience, maybe not necessarily 5 stars in execution, because there are a few things that I would change. But maybe that's just because I'm also in editing mode. But yeah, there's like a few little things that I would tone down Lottie's character just a touch on the rudeness. I wouldn't make her go so far in the rudeness. Like, there's enough. It's enough slices, you know? It's one of those moments. She just doesn't fucking stop. And I'm like, girly, you can see how the other person is reacting. Can you fucking change your shit? Like, you can tell it's affecting the other person, the way that you're talking. Like, please, like, change your goddamn tone or something. Like, fucking take a minute. breathe. So there's those things, and then like the actual beginning scene could have been better. It could have been tighter. It could have been a lot less fussy with the man. He didn't need to be there. We don't need men in here. Except for her father. I really enjoyed her father. Her father was, we love him. And her brother is great. And we love August. And Mr. Benny. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I think it's a good comp for A Favored Fey. In the cottagecore factor, obviously, in the witchy factor, in the fact that she's like making spells and all this kind of stuff. That's what Mary does. There's like that kind of like more superficial art, like aesthetic factor. And then there's also like the loneliness. It's different in here. The way that the characters approach the loneliness is different, but that is still like a big thing at the core of this book, and also my book is yeah. So in that, I think it's a good comp. Editing journal popping in here because I realized that I did not explain. This is actually the book. The Honey Witch is the book that made me change my main character's name, Mariwen's name. Her original name was Marigold. And because I heard that the Honey Witch was coming out as a cozy fantasy that was cottagecore and the main character's name was fucking Marigold. Guys, I was so annoyed, but that is what made me change Mary's name. And it's really funny because the accent in which this book is narrated, in the audiobook, is British. So it's her nickname is actually Marigold, right? Marigold in that accent. So I'm just like, but in the Canadian accent, Marigold is Mary, right? Marigold, Mara, I guess. But Mary is like the nickname for Marigold. So when I say Mary here, I mean my Mary. And yeah, the love interest name is Lottie, which is the main character of A Little Luck. It's a little bananas that we have this cozy fantasy with like extremely similar names, if not the exact same name, which is so, yeah. But this was the book. This was the book that made me change Marigold's, in my books, names to Mariwen. I made it more Fey, which actually works so much better because Marigold is such a like a mundane material realm name. And I fixed it also because then the spelling is Meri for her nickname, which is Mary. So it just makes more sense. Mariwen, my main character. Anyways, I just thought I'd come in and clarify that because there's a lot of Marys going around. Yay for me for finding another comp, and yay for me for really liking a book. So I'm gonna finish this tomorrow, but we shall see how much I end up reading tomorrow, because did I say this in this clip already? I don't think so. I am going on a little like bookstore coffee thrift date with Sofia in the afternoon, and then I don't know if my parents are coming in from the lake or not, because it is a long weekend, so we'll see. But we'll see how much reading I get done tomorrow. But if I do end up getting a lot of reading done tomorrow, I might up this readathon to 18 hours instead of just 12 hours, because I've already read 6 hours. I've already read for 6 hours. And there's not only tomorrow, but also Monday, where I can just read all the things. We'll see. We'll see how much I get read. Tomorrow, I'm definitely going to be starting Green Teeth by Molly O'Neill, because I'm starting this buddy read with Gina. So I was going to start today, but the Honey Witch was just calling my name. So once I'm done the Honey Witch, we're going to do this one. And I think I'm also going to try and make a chunk of the way through An Echo of Things to Come by James Islington as well. I have so many options to read. So many things that I can read, which is amazing. But yeah, I also edited A Favored Fey, which is fantastic. I should actually update that vlog as well, because I haven't updated that vlog in a hot second. My editing vlog. We are now sitting at page 55. 255 pages, so I have another 200 pages to edit and implement and like comb through. But yeah, finished part 1 of 5 parts in this book. Happy about that. I still have to edit like over 5,000 words every day to hit my deadline, which is a little spooky scary, but hopefully tomorrow as well I can carve out a good amount of editing time and like get a good chunk done as well. Again, there's a lot of parts of this that are just like polishing words, and then there's some like actual like constructive work I have to do in this book. But anywhoozley, it is 10 after 2 in the morning. I am getting a little bit of a headache, so I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, that's the readathon day 1. Love that for me. 6 hours read, 2 books read in, 1 finished, 1 nearly finished. We love that so much. And we'll see where tomorrow takes me. But yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with Sofia tomorrow, which is gonna be very fun. I don't know what we're gonna like super get up to, but you will see in a couple seconds. So I'll catch you tomorrow for Sunday. Happy Sunday. I am back home from a wonderful, wonderful day with Sofia. We ended up going to the thrift store. I found a bunch of stuff. I found this cutie, like, chicken cottagecore mug, which I couldn't say no to. And then I found this world's best dad mug for like $2 for my dad for Father's Day, because I think that's kind of funny. I remember making him one like when I was a kid. I don't know if he still has it, but there's that. And then I found this frame, which is kind of a gold with a white situation. And I found this frame, which kind of vibes with this frame that, hi baby, with this frame that I have with the girl with the chicken who looks like me. Kind of the same vibe. I always look at their frames just to see what they got, and these two, I know these two called out to me, so got those. And I also picked up 2 pairs of shorts, which is fantastic. One pair is like an Old Navy sport, so I knew like Old Navy, I love Old Navy. One is like a honestly too big on me pair of shorts, but it's a drawstring, so I can like cinch the shit out of it, so like the thighs and the ass are really comfy. And they're like a longer, both of them are like green, which is really fun. So 2 pairs of shorts, and like the Old Navy sport ones are too short for like doing anything. So they're just like comfy shorts to lay around in the summer. Because you know, if your thighs touch and you're walking wearing slightly shorter shorts, your thighs just gobble that shit, you know? So that's an issue. But yeah, they're too short to do anything with. Hi, baby. What's up? And then we went to Old Navy. Sofia got so many things at Old Navy. It was honestly so fun to see her just like fall in love with so many different pieces of clothing. And I'm thinking about the shirt dress that she got, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. So I think I'm gonna order it online because I need the tall. That's one issue with buying things in store. Usually I need the talls of stuff because I am 6'1", if you didn't know. And a lot of their dresses, if they are not like midi length or maxi, I need the talls because they're just too short otherwise. But I did get this dress, which is a nice maxi in a beautiful blue. And the top has this like ruched detailing. I do need to wear a different bra with it because the bra that I have, like you can see like the wide strap like here, and doesn't look very good. But got that dress from Old Navy for like $17, and I picked up this J necklace, which I think is really cute. It's all twisted now, but we love a little subtle J, love that. And then we went to HomeSense and Winners, which was right nearby, and there I picked up a new placemat for the child because she decided to chew the Dollarama one that I have along the edges, and I was like, maybe a silicone one will do better. I put this down, she immediately started fucking with the edges, so she just has a silicone one now. At least it won't slide as much as the other one. And I picked up this new notebook because it was $8, $7.99, which is like a really nice, like floppy, it just feels nice. It's like 300 pages of notebook paging, and I just I want to write in it now. I'm like, I just want to plan all my stories in that one. So yeah, but yeah, I'm very happy with all my purchases. I'm so excited about this little mug. It's gonna be the perfect tea mug. I love it so much. It gives cottagecore. It's so fun. But yeah, a really, really lovely day. We didn't buy any books, which is so fun because I have put it on myself that I cannot buy books full price until my birthday in September. So that is why I didn't buy any books today. Because we did go to, like, we perused like the HomeSense book section and stuff like that. And we did go into chapters, even though you shouldn't buy from Indigo. It was just like for the vibes, you know? Shouldn't buy from Indigo because they support Israel. We don't do that. Anyways, because free Palestine. That is why. But yeah, now I'm back. I'm home. Before I left for hanging out with Sofia, I also did read a little more of The Honey Witch. So I have another like 35 minutes down on my timer. So I'm gonna finish that. Then I think I'm gonna start Green Teeth. So I think it's gonna be great, but it's nice and like actually sunny out today, which we love. Nice and sunny and crisp outside, proper spring day. I just made dinner. I am very hungry. I'm gonna eat that. So, but yeah, that's the update. That's how Sunday's been. It's been great. This one took me 4.5 hours to read. So we are officially, I was 6 hours and 13 minutes yesterday, and I just read for another hour and 22 minutes. So 7 hours and 35 minutes down to this readathon. And I just made myself tea in my new chicken mug, which I'm very happy with. But this book, I know it's not a perfect book. You guys know it's not a perfect book, the way that I was like being like, this is how I'd make it better yesterday. Why did this affect me so deeply? It was so good. Oh my god, the ending was so intense for a cozy fantasy. What the fuck was up with that? It was so intense. Holy shit. Like, but whoa, was this good? Was this good? That's all I have to say. I think next I'm gonna start Green Teeth by Molly O'Neill. This is another witchy book, which is kind of fun. Now I'm like, should I read this one next? Should I go into this one next? Because this one's like a different vibe entirely. Still cozy, still soft, still sweet, but like this is The Cat Who Saved the Library. Or do I stay with witchy? Because I do want to read this today. I think it's gonna be Green Tea. I think it's gonna be Green Tea. We're gonna try it for a bit and we're gonna see how I feel. If not, it'll be An Echo of Things to Come. If not that, it'll be Daughter of Chaos or this, The Cat Who Saved the Books sequel. I was reading the back. It says The Cat Who Saved Books. The Cat Who Saved the Library. Do I need to read The Cat Who Saved Books before I read this one? I should probably look that up. Because they're the same author, same world, and it's the sequel. I don't know. I'll have to look it up to see if it's like a standalone sequel or not. But The Honey Witch was so good. I absolutely loved that book. It is one of my favorite cozy fantasies that I have ever read. And now comes the issue of me and my ratings, because as a rater of books, as someone who, you know, rates things that she reads, I have a system. And that system is new favorite books are 5 stars. And those are very, very rare, because I also usually am like, okay, well, I can recognize that this is not a perfect book, even though I absolutely fucking loved it. And so it gets like 4.5 stars. And now I'm like, should I be less of a fucking stickler with my ratings and just give more books 5 stars? Because I've had 3 5 stars this year and it's May. And then that brings into question my rating of The Blighted Stars by Megan E. O'Keefe, because that one is one of my favorite sci-fi books of all time, and it's 4.5 stars. And The Honey Witch is not a perfect book. There are issues with it that I personally would change as an author and as a reader. Like, there are little things that just don't quite add up, but like, it's a new favorite. Like, that was so good, but it's not a full 5-star book. I think I just talked myself into the fact that it's not a full 5-star book. Yeah, my friends and I had this conversation a number of weeks ago in the group chat about like 5 stars and that kind of a thing. And my friend Sophie gives them out like fucking candy. Like, she just reads so many different 5 stars. She loves so many different books. And I found it really interesting, everyone's different like reasoning or like what they categorize 5 stars as. And like, Sophie and Hannah are usually like, oh, these are the books that I would want to reread again. And then some people are just like, these are really good books. I'm like, well, that's not really good books are 4 stars. Like, that's 5 stars is the best of the best. So it's got to be a new favorite. I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. Rating books is so subjective. I'm gonna sit on it and I'll probably rate it tomorrow. But like, what a banging book. Oh, that made me feel so many things. Ugh. Hello friends, it is much later. It is just after 1 in the morning and I'm sleepy, so it's gonna be a quick update. But I started reading, I was gonna do Green Teeth, and then I was like, I'm actually kind of wanting to try this one, which is Daughter of Chaos by A.S. Webb. Got 64 pages in and I was not having it. it was bored. It wasn't reading very interestingly at all. And I was 64 pages in and like nothing really was like moving the story forward. So I'm DNFing it and it's totally fine. So 64 pages of that, and then I was like, fine, we're just gonna go into Green Teeth, which I was looking forward to anyways. I was just worried because it is a witchy book, but it is very different from The Honey Witch. So we love that. This is actually more like Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. It's fucking great so far. I am utterly charmed. It is just so delightful. I love our main character. So our main character is a swamp monster, essentially. She is a low fae, and she is Jenny Green Teeth. They're called Jenny Green Teeth. She's a lake-dwelling monster, and at the beginning of this, she sees a witch that has been dropped into her lake, and she, instead of eating this witch, she saves the witch. They start to realize that there is a danger in the witch's village that is much more prescient, I guess. What did they say? Though they have nothing in common, Jenny and her unlikely companion must band together on a quest to defeat an unforeseen evil that threatens the very soul of Britain. And it's giving cozy quest vibes like Nettle and Bone did. It's definitely like cozy adjacent with like teeth. It's giving the same vibe as Nettle and Bone. But it is actually a little bit more lighthearted than Nettle and Bone because this is very like tongue-in-cheek a little bit. I'm loving it. It's utterly charming and fantastic. I have lucked out with the books for this readathon so far. I am thriving, other than the DNF, but we don't care about that. DNF books, friends, because life is too short to read bad books. Because what if a perfect book is around the corner, you know? I love this so far. I'm having so much fun. Yay for this! But as Fran is her flicking with... Yes, that statement exactly. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. I'm almost done this readathon also. I read for, let me get the exact time here on my watch. 4 hours and 19 minutes. So we are officially in total with the 6 hours, 13 minutes yesterday, 4 hours, 19 minutes today. We are sitting at about 10 hours and 35 minutes. I think I did the time math right. I did it all mentally, so if I did it wrong, it's whatever, but I think I did it correctly. I think I did it right. I'm like rethinking myself. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did it right. 10 hours and 35 minutes into this readathon. So really, I only have to read for an hour and 25 more minutes, and I've hit that 12-hour mark. But we'll probably read for more than that. But I also want to make tomorrow like a good editing day for A Favored Fey because I did not touch A Favored Fey today. Hey, don't do that. It's stuck to the wall, you goose. I do want to edit a lot of A Favored Fey tomorrow, so I am not mad if I have to read only an hour and a half tomorrow, but I would like to finish Green Teeth tomorrow. So we'll see how long that takes me. Probably not very long because I have half of it to go. So we love that. Yay, what a productive weekend. Anyways, friends, I'm gonna go to bed because I am very sleepy. So I'll chat to you tomorrow for Monday.
What exactly are you doing up there? Priya. What are you doing? You can't sleep up there. It's bedtime. You can't fall asleep up there. Of all places. Of all places. Do you hear something in the walls? Don't do that. I don't like it when you do that. When you hear something in the walls, it freaks me out. It does. Yeah. Are you ready to come to bed? Sweetness, I can hear you purring from here. You're so happy with yourself. What you doing, baby? You're so cute. You got some good bangs going on, baby.
Hello, friends. Happy Monday. It's the end of this vlog. It's the end of the weekend. I completely forgot it was Monday, which means I have to edit this vlog and like upload it. So I've been sitting here since like 9:30, 10-ish editing this vlog, which completely ate into my editing time. for A Favored Fey. So I think I got another 3,000 words down, which I need 6,000 words today to stay on track. I might do some more editing after this, after I finish editing this clip and then get this vlog up and everything, but it is 12:30 in the morning, so I'm on page 61 of my editing of my manuscript. I'm a little panicky about it now because it's officially May 19th. I have like 2 weeks to get this done, and I feel like I'm going at a glacial pace. Just like, there's so much to do. There's so much content to go through. It's fine, I'll get it done. I've told my friend Yeleni to like keep me accountable and get that done. I also just need to be done by June 1st because my friend's wedding is on the 7th. I technically need to be done before June 1st because May 31st is concert day for my kids and also my friend's bachelorette party. There's no way I can do any work on that day because I'm going to be out of the house all day. So fun times. We officially have finished the 12-hour readathon, my friends. I ended up reading for an hour and 40 minutes today to wrap up Green Teeth, which is over time. It's more than I needed to read to hit that 12 hours, so we love that, just by like 15 minutes or something, so it wasn't crazy. That was the plan for today, to finish Green Teeth and then go to Mom and Dad's for dinner. And we ended up, when I got there, Mamma Mia was on TV and it was just wrapping up. And then the movie that was on right after it was Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. And my mom and my dad had never seen the second one. So I was like, it's not that great, but like, it's kind of fun. So we're watching it. And they was like, that was actually pretty fun. And I was like, yeah, like it's kind of a silly, goofy, no thoughts movie, because if you think about it too hard, the plot is not the same as it should be. Because here's a little rant. First movie, in Donna's journal that Sophie's reading, she meets Sam first, then Bill, then Harry. And she meets Sam on the island, Bill shows up in his boat on the island, and then she shows Harry the island as well. In the second movie, she meets Harry first in Paris, and he never gets to see the island. He never goes over to the island. She sees Bill next, but she doesn't fuck Bill in that moment. She goes over to the island, and that's when she like falls in love with Sam. And then when Sam breaks her heart and leaves, Bill shows up again because he had like a little like sailboat race or something, because he's into that kind of stuff at the time. And then he comes back to Donna after that and they have like a fling. So that aspect of things is incorrect. And like the normal day storyline is kind of just, it's they killed Donna. I don't like that. Donna is the heart of the movies. It bothered me so much. I know Meryl Streep doesn't like to do sequels. That's why she's not in it very much. She's also like a producer on it or whatever. But like, Donna, you're the main part of the movie. Anyways, but it brought Cher in at the end. My parents thought that was fucking nuts. They were like, why Cher? Pick literally anyone else. Pick like Glenn Close. And then I was like, there's a reason why they picked Cher. And then she started singing Fernando. And I'm like, this is the reason she can sing Fernando. And they just were like, yeah, you're right. I don't love the second movie a whole heck of a lot. I love elements of it. I really love the young Donna storyline. I love that so much. I love meeting the boys at that time and all that kind of stuff, even though it doesn't follow the right plot. I just love the aesthetic vibe of it. It's so fun, the 70s. But the first movie is by far leagues ahead of the second movie. It's just so fantastic. I ended up watching that at Mom and Dad's, which was really fun. And then came back home and decided to do some editing and only got like 3,000 words in, which I'm going to do more after this. And then I remembered that I needed to edit this vlog, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 hours. So we love that. It's a chunkier vlog because I did chat a lot in this one. And I'm really happy with all 3 of the reads that I got through today. Or not today, that I got through this weekend. So we ended up finishing 3 books. Started with Yashfar King by Chelsea Abdullah. Finally fucking finished this one. Ended up then reading The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields, which I really do enjoy. Absolutely loved The Honey Witch. It is not a perfect book, but I really, really loved it. And I think it was fantastically well. I just think it was great. It hit me so good. And then Green Teeth, which is 5 stars. I don't even have to put it through Cop-Out. I know this is 5 stars. This is a new favorite book. I absolutely ate this up. Gina just started her read of it, and she messaged me on TikTok, and she's like, I just started. And I'm immediately like, after reading, because she read a second story of my books, and she's like, immediately I can tell this is such a you book. And I think that's so funny because it really is. It just like, this book was written for me personally because it is so steeped in Arthurian legend, because our author, Molly O'Neill, fun fact, is a scholar of Arthurian legend. She is, let's see, Molly O'Neill is a fantasy author and engineering geologist. So cool. We love that. She was born and raised in the Cotswolds and moved to Australia in 2019. She now lives in Sydney on the land of the Gadigal people. Molly writes fantasy books inspired by the beautiful landscapes of her two countries and by the folklore of the British Isles. She particularly loves the darker Arthurian legends and the Welsh myths of the Mabinogion, I don't know what that is, and often uses them as a foundation for her stories. So like, I guess she's not an Arthurian scholar. That was the title I gave her because I thought she was awesome. But she this is so steeped in Arthurian legend. And I love the way this was done. Like this, yes, I guessed so much of what was happening and what was going on throughout this because either it's because I'm an author or I just know so much about Arthurian lore. And I've read enough Arthurian stuff and I watched fucking Merlin, BBC's Merlin. I know a lot of the lore of the Arthurian world and stuff like that. I don't know enough. I can never know enough because that's just my favorite. That's my favorite. My favorite. Arthurian retellings are my favorite. I love them so much. And which is saying something because I don't like retellings. I really don't. But this was a fabulous book. I guessed so many things. I fucking can't even tell you because there's spoilers. I can't say it. Jenny, you gotta cut this out. I'm trying to explain these things, but I can't even allude to them because you'll know what I mean. We're just gonna spoil it. Anyways, there are two things in here that I guessed right at the right near the front, right near the top. And I was like, oh, if this is what she's doing, if this is what our author's doing, this is gonna be such a great time. And it was. Oh my god, it was. I sobbed near the end, so hard. I was shocked near the end. I was stunned. I was like, okay, how are we going to get around this really terrible thing that's happening? Stunned, shocked, awed. And then I was like, hell yeah. Oh my god. Fist pump. I was just utterly delighted by this book. The narration is so fantastic. I just love Jenny as a character so fucking much. Guys, this book was perfect. And you know what it did? It inspired another cozy fantasy book that I have immediately started planning. What did I do with that notebook? I was in the middle of it and I was like, oh, because it's so T. Kingfisher, Nettle and Bone coded, this kind of cozy fantasy. It's to me, it's cozy fantasy adjacent. It's cozy fantasy with teeth because there is quite a bit happening in here. It's the quest narrative. It's moving. But the way that these kind of more action-packed narratives are treated, you can have a quest narrative in something that is extremely adventure forward, extremely intense, extremely epic fantasy. And then you can have a quest narrative like The Hobbit, or I guess less like The Hobbit, but sort of like The Hobbit, like Nettle and Bone, like this one, where you have just a gentle treatment of this narrative. And our narrator is Jenny. It's first person, which I usually don't super love in high fantasy, but oh my god, it was so perfect. It was perfect. It was my perfect book. It is my perfect book. This was everything. So, oh my god. But yeah, it inspired my brain and I really just want to work on this now because it's not only a Green Teeth inspired cozy fantasy, cozy adjacent standalone fantasy. It is something that I want to do after having written A Favored Fey and mentioning the Fey realm and stuff like that. I want to set a book in the Fey realm. I want to dabble more in the Fey realm, and this is that. So I love it. I already have my character vibes picked out and their backstories picked out. I need to not let myself pick at this thread because I need to fucking focus on A Favored fucking Fey, which you are currently sitting on. Anyways, my friends, I have been talking for way too long. This vlog is very long. I do hope you enjoyed it. It was a great reading weekend. We finished 3 books and I had a great time with each of them. The Ashfire King it took me too long to get through, but this ending was great and super satisfying. The Honey Witch was genuinely such a great time. I had such a fabulous read with this one, despite its flaws. And then Green Teeth was a 5-star perfect book for me that inspired another book in me. So I have now 2 books that my brain wants to write other than Sage's Story. There is a book percolating in my head that's in a completely different world than Rivar. And then of course the Green Teeth book, which would be in the realm, I guess not in the realm of Rivar, but dealing with same world, just different realm, the Fey realm. So we got those 2 books percolating in my brain noggin, and also a novella that I really want to write in Airmount as well. I would really love to have that out for this Christmas, but like we'll find out if I end up getting to that. But June is my month to get all the admin stuff ready for A Favored Fey, and then July is my editing month. So maybe in June I'll allow myself to dabble in these stories and like see what wants to be written first and like see what I can really get done. We'll find out. Anyways, again, I've been talking for too long. I just love chatting with you guys. I had a great weekend. I saw Sofia. It was fantastic. Bought a whole bunch of stuff. We love it. But yeah, 3 books down, 3 more off the physical TBR. Oh, and a DNF. But we won't talk about the DNF. It's a library book anyways. So anyways, my friends, I'll catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.